Selena Gomez rings in the new year with Brooklyn and Nicola Peltz Beckham. And she jokes that we can all just go ahead and call them a throuple.
She is truly like my chosen sister, and I'm so lucky to have her in my life.
Brooklyn Beckham dumped Chloe Grace Moretz because he had such a big crush on you.
Selena Gomez is like a good friend.
Yeah, so she says we're a throuple, you know, she's...
One of my favorite tracks is called Boyfriend, so I can't wait for people to hear that one.
As we're learning more about Selena Gomez's fallout with Brooklyn and Nicola Peltz Beckham.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Scandalous Media. It's Alana here. Friendships in Hollywood don't always end with a bang, oftentimes they just quietly expire. And if you ask Nicola Peltz, that might not be a coincidence, because not too long ago, she and Selena Gomez were practically inseparable. Tropical vacations, matching tattoos, New Year's kisses, the whole chosen family aesthetic plastered all over Instagram, but now, silence. No posts, no sightings, no explanations, just distance. And here's where it starts to get a little suspicious. Nicola's husband, Brooklyn Beckham, used to be obsessed with Selena back in 2015. His crush on her was so big that it ruined his relationship with ex-girlfriend Chloe Grace Moretz. Fast forward a few years later, and Brooklyn marries Nicola, and not too long after that, they include Selena in their group, calling themselves a throuple, which some agreed they were a little too close for comfort. Add in Nicola's cryptic line about friendships having expiration dates, and you just have to wonder, was this just the friendship that fizzled out, or was there more going on behind the scenes? In this video, we are going to dive deep into what happened to Nicola and Selena's sisterhood and how two people who once seemed so close no longer talk. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more. Tell us your thoughts down below. Make sure to check out the deep dive we did about Nicola's war with the Beckhams for more information about Nicola and Brooklyn's relationship. Make sure to follow us on social media and check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. From strangers to soulmates to strangers again. Selena and Nicola first met at the Academy Museum Gala in October 2022 and have been inseparable ever since. Brooklyn was embraced in this new friendship, and the three of them started calling themselves a throuple. November 6, 2022, Selena and Nicola celebrate the release of Selena's documentary My Mind and Me. Nicola joined in, matching PJs with Selena, her sister, and her inner circle, friends of Selena's that she's had for over a decade. It was pretty clear that Nicola and Brooklyn were the only new additions, with Brooklyn somehow ending up cooking for the whole girls' night. Later that month, on November 24th, Nicola posted her very first TikTok video featuring Selena, and comments were flooding in about how everyone is totally here for this new friendship. Selena even celebrated Thanksgiving with the couple, Nicola's brother Bradley, and longtime bestie Raquel. Selena and Nicola celebrate New Year's together, posting a series of photos of themselves in matching sparkling dresses and vacationing as a throuple once more. Less than 2 months into their friendship, they reveal matching angel tattoos. The New Year spent in Mexico was heavily documented and posted online by both Nicola and Selena. The two were starting to appear as an it-girl duo. In Selena's last batch of photos from her trip, she posted photos of herself getting cozy with Nicola and Brooklyn, captioning it, "Fine, call us a throuple, #forever+1. Nicola commented facts with a bunch of heart emojis and a laughing emoji. One thing you should know is that during this time, Selena was insufferable with these single jokes and these single comments. She was going around screaming she's single to random people, making TikTok jokes about it,
I'm single!
Releasing a whole song about being single, and constantly mentioning it on her cooking show, Selena Plus Chef. I can only imagine how many times she's made a throuple joke before Nicola started getting annoyed. On January 8th, 2023, Selena shared a birthday tribute to Nicola, captioning it, "It's not your B-day yet, but let's celebrate now," with a photo of Selena and her sister Gracie kissing Nicola's cheek. Nicola comments, "Oh my god, my sisters." On January 11th, 2023, Nicola posted for Selena celebrating her Golden Globe nomination for Only Murderers in the Building. Nicola writes, "Celebrating our Golden Globe girly, so proud of you at Selena Gomez, I love you so much." I'm sure Nicola was really happy to see her new bestie was getting nominated for a Golden Globe, a nomination she thought maybe she could also see in the near future. More on that later. Only 2 weeks after their New Year's trip to Mexico, Selena posted another photo of her and Nicola and captioned it, "My queen," to which Nicola replied, "You're my queen, I love you so much, I love you." Around this time, people started to believe Selena was dating Nicola's brother Bradley because of gossip that spread on social media, but Selena's team quickly confirmed that she was single and not dating anyone, with another source telling Dumois that he's not Selena's type. On February 5th, Selena posts her and Nicola wearing matching hats. Nicola reposted it with the caption, "I love this girl so much, at Selena Gomez, angel sister." February 22, Selena and Nicola attend Brooklyn's soccer practice. Selena's little sister Gracie was there, and Selena captioned the moment, "Supporting Uncle Brooklyn," with Nicola commenting, "Throuple in action." This was also when Selena was threatening to take a social media break after causing a viral hate train towards Hailey Bieber. In an interview with Cosmo, Nicola recounted the time she met Selena at the Academy Gala, saying, "I love her so much. She's truly one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my whole life. The kindest person ever. I feel like I've known her forever." A few months later in May, Nicola and Selena say that they spoke the same love language. Selena interviewed Nicola and Brooklyn for Wondermind and rejoiced in how much she loves being a part of a throuple with the married couple.
I feel lucky to be a part of you guys and our little throuple.
Weird, but okay. Speaking of Wondermind, make sure to go check out the deep dive we did on Selena and her mother Mandy's shady mental health startup. The ex-employees of Wondermind spilled to the media, and let's just say they didn't hold back, even accusing Selena of not caring about the company and aiding in its downfall. By July, Selena celebrates her 31st birthday with Brooklyn and Nicola, and here she is cuddled up with them once again. Nicola captioned the post, "Happy birthday to my soul sister. I love you more than you know. I am so blessed to have you by my side in this life. Thank you for being such a beautiful light in this world." With the way Nicola was writing, you'd think Selena promised her a role on Only Murders. The throuple, taking their friendship very seriously, celebrate their 1-year throuple anniversary at the same gala they connected at back in 2022. February 3rd, 2024, Selena supports Nicola at the premiere of her movie Lola. Lola is a film that Nicola wrote, directed, and starred in. It's a film that centers on themes of generational trauma, poverty, and survival, 3 things I'm sure Nicola knows all about. The media framed it as poverty porn and chuckled at the fact that Nicola, whose father is a billionaire, got to play out her fantasy of struggle. The movie has made a total of $648. The last time it was reported that Selena and Nicola spent any time together was in March 2024, celebrating Benny Blanco's birthday. Selena did not attend Nicola and Brooklyn's renewal of vows, and Nicola and Brooklyn did not attend Selena's wedding. So much for soul sisters. A source told Page 6 Nicola and Brooklyn were never expected to attend Selena's wedding, as their friendship had cooled off long before that. Nicola has deleted many of the Instagram posts where she publicly praised Selena, and while they do still follow each other on Instagram, Nicola quietly edited an old birthday post, removing Selena from the pictures and changing the caption. Nicola also quietly got her angel tattoo removed and posted on Instagram about friendships having an expiration date. And just like that, the friendship that was once everywhere suddenly became nowhere. The internet is set on a solid theory as to what happened. A match made in desperation. Before we dive into the theory of why the friendship ended, let's talk about my theory as to why the friendship started in the first place. If you take a look at the group of women Selena has been hanging out with for over a decade and some years, you'll notice that nothing about them is giving off Nicola Peltz vibes. And if you look at Nicola Peltz and her need for an over-the-top, non-genuine lifestyle, you'll notice that Selena doesn't quite fit the mold either. It's not shocking that this friendship fizzled out because Nicola and Selena seem to be using each other for some personal validation. First, let's look at Selena. When she initially met Nicola in late 2022, Selena was still mourning the old version of herself. She was posting throwback photos, saying she knows she'll never be this skinny again, hashtagging posts with Forever Plus One, being a third wheel in a handful of couples' lives, jokingly shouting at soccer players that she's single, posting throwbacks of herself from the Revival tour, and so on. She was desperately mourning the old Selena, even casting herself as too old when she was just 31 and allegedly taking a social media break after causing a viral hate train for Hailey Bieber, which funny enough started because she was mourning the old Selena.
And I'm 30, I'm too old for this, so.
She was also casting herself as too old to be a pop star at 31. She also looked different during this time versus a few years later in 2026. This is how Selena looked during her friendship with Nicola versus Selena now, who seems to be in a mentally better place. So clearly she was going through it, and not just in a regular way of using nostalgia to talk about her past, but rather in a more bitter way where she felt like everything in her life, including her looks, had declined. It also didn't help that her fans and social media kept praising the version of her that she no longer was. Where are you now that I need you? She even admitted that she grew to be very bitter during the past few years and is especially bitter about comments about her body. This is before Benny Blanco, who in my personal opinion, as I have a degree in all things Selena Gomez, has truly helped save her from her own outlook on life. Although he's kind of weird and people are convinced they're going to divorce, I think Benny has given Selena genuine love that she hasn't felt in years. So when he came in, she felt less angry and bitter about her past, finally feeling like she met the one she was going to marry. Whether or not you guys like Benny or think that he treats Selena well is a topic for another time. Selena met Nicola as this desperate to feel hot and young type of person. To Selena, being besties with someone like Nicola meant that she could feel young, hot, and exclusively in the world of the super rich. Nicola's dad is on the board for Disney, and maybe Selena felt like it would be nice to have a bestie whose father's a billionaire, who's married to a Beckham, and also comes from a wealthy and famous family. And so with Nicola, Selena is in matching hats, matching dresses, matching tattoos, matching pajamas, matching Instagram praise, matching husband, oh we'll get to that. She was acting in a way that she doesn't act with her other friends. It was like befriending Regina George and trying to dress and act like her. Now for Nicola, a bigger opportunity stood. Nicola Peltz is irrelevant. The only reason she is semi-relevant now is because she married Brooklyn Beckham. You see, Nicola's father may be a billionaire with lots of connections, but none of that is giving Nicola what she desperately wants. Relevance, attention, roles, opportunities, real fame. Nobody is casting Nicola Peltz in any movie. That's why she had to write her own film, and it didn't even make $700. So being besties with Selena Gomez, someone who has found a way to stay relevant and in trending news all these years, was very appealing to Nicola. Selena is also an A-list celebrity. In fact, during Selena's wedding era, sources spoke to the media saying that Selena and Nicola had a huge falling out because Selena realized how attention-seeking Nicola was. The source said, Selena has been truly disappointed with Nicola and Brooklyn for a while now. Last year, she noticed Nicola's behavior towards her and Benny turned into a constant quest for attention. Now, Nicola is not a nice person, so I don't think for 1 second she befriended Selena based on the beauty of sisterhood. I think they had a lot of fun together and were friends, but it, like all things in Hollywood, was a transaction. Why do you think Nicola was so happy posting for Selena when she got a Golden Globe nomination? She probably thought Selena was going to cast her for a role in Only Murderers. When I did my video about Nicola's fallout with the Beckhams, I spoke about how Nicola was shaded by 2 people from her previous life about how much she wants relevance but can't get it. Nicola's former stylist, Justin Anderson, has always made his feelings clear about Nicola, calling her the worst of the worst in 2019 after an altercation between the pair in which she claimed he burnt her hair off. He commented under an Instagram post saying, Brooklyn's wife was one of the worst celebs I've ever worked with. It's her, she's a bad apple. Everyone knows how close the Beckham family really is. Justin attacks Nicola in a place where it hurts, her lack of relevance and fame. Hitting back at claims that he wants attention by using Nicola's name, he said, if I wanted attention, I would talk about really big people, you know? Mind you, he's worked with bigger stars like Miley Cyrus, Jennifer Aniston, and Katy Perry. Justin is not the only one calling Nicola out. Reacting to the Beckham drama, Alana Hadid, the sister of Anwar Hadid who dated Nicola years ago, replied to a comment that said, ending an 8-paragraph rant about his family's dirty laundry with all we want is privacy is all I need to know, saying, right, and that girl doesn't want privacy, she's been trying to be famous for a decade, followed by 4 laughing emojis. Trying to be famous for a decade, how hilarious. Sources felt like Nicola used the Hadid family name for attention, especially during a time when Bella and Gigi Hadid were the most in-demand catwalk stars. Barely a year later, when Nicola and Anwar broke up, she unfollowed the Hadid clan on Instagram, and sources allege that Nicola was so controlling that Yolanda Hadid tried to stage an intervention to essentially make Anwar see the light. Around this time, Nicola was also spotted with Justin Bieber, but that didn't last more than a day. It was Nicola's friendship with Selena and fallout with the Beckhams that gave Nicola some relevance, and her old hairstylist Justin said the same thing. He captioned his Instagram story by saying, I thought she wasn't a thing anymore when I talked about her, but then she married into a very famous family. The same source that said that Selena realized Nicola used her for attention said, there were many tense moments, for example during dinners and lunches, where Nicola would try to sit where the photographers could get the best angle, and she wasn't very nice to Selena if people weren't paying enough attention to her. Selena herself doesn't care much for attention, but she doesn't like it when someone acts like a bratty teen and tries to push people aside. The source also said that Selena and Benny are simple people who like simple things. Brooklyn and Nicola turned into divas who want the last word and think they are right about everything, and eventually Selena got tired of that energy. So now, seeing how desperate Nicola was for some A-list recognition, and seeing how desperate Selena was to feel young and hot, a feeling she took out on herself, this friendship makes a lot of sense. Nothing about it even seemed genuine. It was giving mean girls who have behavioral issues hanging out. Selena at her worst behavior definitely matches Nicola at her average behavior. And one thing about Selena is she knows how it feels like to be an attention seeker because that was her role in her own life for so long. It's essentially what ruined her relationship with Justin in music because she felt like if she wasn't attaching herself to Justin, nobody would take her music seriously. And it's why she used Jelena so much in her 2013 and 2014 music eras. She used a silhouette of Justin when performing The Heart Wants What It Wants at the 2014 AMAs, used a fake leaked recording audio of a voicemail Justin allegedly sent her to promote her Stars Dance album, recorded herself crying for a music video.
I know him, though, and I know his heart, and I know what he wouldn't do to hurt me.
Cried about producers using Justin's version of Let Me Love You instead of hers, and the list is truly so long, I could go for another 5 minutes.
I'm gonna be good just by myself, not needing anybody to be associated with. Like, it's so...
You already are.
The point of the story is that Selena was trying to live more genuinely, especially when Benny came into the picture. She no longer wanted to be that mean girl from the revival era who was constantly seeking validation from relationships, taken men, or headlines. It's why she told Benny that he wouldn't have liked her back in her prime.
I'm so mad at like God or the universe for making me wait so long.
Honey,
Of course.
you
At a later
wouldn't
age.
have liked me.
And so to be greeted by someone like Nicola, who was a reminder of how Selena used to act, you know, entitled, rude, selfish, attention-seeking, overly controlling, that mustn't have been a pretty picture. Now, that's my theory on why these two were going around pretending to be twin flames, because no way in hell did these two write love poems about each other only to ghost the friendship a year and a half later, unless there was hidden motive. For Selena, befriending Nicola and being seen as an it-girl duo is on the same level of how Hailey is friends with the Jenner clan. Having your bestie be a Peltz/Beckham is just as iconic as having the original it-girls, aka the Hadids and Jenners, being your best friend. Now, reminder, Selena used to feel like an outcast when fans in the media used to obsess over this little model group that Justin used to be around. It was triggering for her because Justin was involved with them and eventually married one of the girls, aka Hailey. So for Selena, this friendship could have blossomed into more validation by those online, something that she was really looking for before doing inner work in 2024. Nicola, on the other hand, isn't genuine and can't stand when the attention isn't on her, and so I'm not surprised if Selena took one look at Nicola and said, oh hell no. But there is more than just hidden motives that led this friendship to end. Most people believe Nicola and Selena stopped being friends because Selena got a little too flirty and touchy with Brooklyn, and Nicola was over the whole thing. A little too close for comfort. Selena Gomez being touchy with taken men is not something that was out of her comfort zone in the slightest bit. If anything, Selena was kind of notorious for doing it. Here she is in 2013 cuddling with James Franco right in front of Ashley Benson, her alleged bestie who was seeing James at the time. Here she is in 2016 hooking up with Orlando Bloom while he was in a full-blown relationship with Katy Perry. Rumors of her hooking up with Justin Theroux in 2018 while he was in the middle of getting a divorce from Jennifer Aniston. There were even rumors that Selena and Zayn Malik had a thing in 2013 when he was still with Perry Edwards. We can go right at the beginning when Jasmine Vilgags, Justin Bieber's first public girlfriend, said that Selena would often come visit Justin at rehearsals and on tour while they were in a relationship. And then what happened shortly after? Jelena.
I was like, you know, it kind of got a little awkward on tour because she would come to the tour.
How did you even deal with that in a sense where it was like, you know, Selena was there, you were 17.
I mean, after a while, it was like towards the end, so I didn't really have to go through that, reminder for too long.
So when Selena came around Brooklyn Beckham and they were a little too close for comfort, people started wondering if something was going on. Selena is a very touchy person. It's part of her personality or whatever, but what's not cool is being touchy with a taken man who has expressed intense interest in you before. Brooklyn did not just have a crush on Selena, he was completely obsessed with her in 2014 and 2015. He was so obsessed with her, sources said that it led to his breakup with Chloe Grace Moretz.
That Brooklyn Beckham dumped Chloe Grace Moretz because he had such a big crush on you.
His crush was so big that Selena was publicly asked about it in an interview, to which she did her usual, how old is he?
How old is he? Isn't he 16?
He is.
Feels like I've seen this film before.
Oh, no, he's like my little brother. That's weird.
You're a cute
Sources told the media at the time, Brooklyn has a major crush on Justin Bieber's ex despite being in a relationship with Chloe. He drools about her to all his friends and thinks she's the hottest woman alive. The source makes it seem like although Selena denied Brooklyn, she was still teasing and flirting with him, making him fall for her even more. The source says, an insider told OK that the British heartthrob is now begging Selena, who is 23, to put him out of his misery and stop with the teasing for once and for all, especially since her flirting ruined his relationship. Now that's a quote we can use for anyone Selena was seen with. It's funny to think that she knew this would go nowhere but was still flirting with him. Also, he's like 16 at this point, so I know she was probably laughing him off, but it does show you how flattered she is by the attention. Wow, Selena and her running list of taken men. It's no wonder she mourned that version of herself for so long. She felt unstoppable, on top of the world. She didn't care about morals when she had men wrapped around her finger, and it all came crashing down. But luckily for all the women in relationships with these men, Selena's obsession with Justin was far too deep to ever have her truly single and looking. The source said, Selena was reportedly too hooked on Justin Bieber at the time, despite Brooklyn's nonstop efforts to land a date with the singer. The source said that while Selena was flattered with his crush, she was just not convinced it could work between the two of them, though they did hang out as friends at New York Fashion Week on September 11. The source continues to say, she says Brooklyn's sweet and all, but he's just too young for her. In a few years' time, that could change, but for now she only sees him as a friend, and it's breaking his heart. And where do these two find each other in a few years' time? Right, in a cuddle sandwich with his wife. The jokes honestly write themselves. I also think it came as a shock to Nicola that Brooklyn used to have this huge crush on their now shared bestie. It's not like his crush was trending news, you literally have to search it up to look for it. So let's see, Selena dubs Brooklyn in real time in 2015, considering he's a child, but says maybe in the future that can change, which is also weird to say about a 16-year-old, but anyways, let's see how close for comfort these two eventually got. First, the throuple comments. Seems harmless at first, but is making jokes about being a throuple really all that funny at the end of the day? So much so that you even celebrate 1 year of friendship, aka 1 year of your throuple-ship?
Selena Gomez is like a good friend.
Yeah, so she says we're throuple, you know, she's...
Then we get the cuddle photos where sometimes Nicola isn't even in the middle. Then we start getting photos of Selena and Brooklyn alone. Brooklyn was used as the eye candy of the relationship, where you have a cute guy wait around for you by taking your photo, holding your dress up, and cooking for you and your girls. How he was being used was definitely intentional, and it seemed like he kinda liked it. April 23rd, 2023, Selena and Brooklyn were spotted alone at a bar playing pool. On one of Brooklyn's cooking videos, Selena replied, "Cool, love how you never make pancakes when I'm there." She also allegedly commented husband on one of his posts, but I'm not sure if this is photoshopped. He's videotaped holding her dress up while she walks out of an event, and the entire thing is so unnecessary. You don't need him holding your dress up, you can walk just fine without his help. The media was posting photos on TikTok and playing into it using the "Thank you to my man" audio. It's the unnecessary jokes and the acting boyfriend role that's always annoying with people like Selena and Brooklyn. Here's also Selena hugging Brooklyn from behind, which isn't weird at all. Another weird moment is when Selena is wearing Brooklyn's hat in a video with Nicola. After all these examples of Selena and Brooklyn getting too close for comfort, it was only a few weeks later when Nicola went and posted on her Instagram story, "Some friendships come with expiration dates." Selena does this weird thing where she flirts with your man and then gaslights you into thinking you're reading too much into it. It's like when Selena clearly had a crush on James Franco while he was with her former best friend Ashley Benson. You can see how upset Ashley looks on the red carpet when Selena goes to stand by James and get all cuddly with him. At the time, the media reported that it was clear Ashley and James were a thing and that Selena wasn't happy about it, somehow feeling punched in the face, saying that she got Ashley the role in Spring Breakers just for her to go and break Ryan Good's heart, who was Justin's former bestie and stylist.
Ashley and James have been spotted looking very much like a couple, and Selena is not happy about it. Selena feels used and kind of punched in the face, seeing as though she got Ashley the role and Ashley just used the opportunity to break her friend's heart.
But clearly Selena doesn't care that much about Ryan if she was purposely cozying up to James Franco at the premiere of Spring Breakers while Ashley just stood there looking defeated. Oh, and it was around this time that Selena was painting the town red, crying wolf about how Justin's the cheater. You know, it's funny, she and Ashley were never seen together after this little era, even though before that they were everywhere together. So I'm not surprised that during Selena's Pity Me 2022 and 2023 era, she found a way to cuddle with yet another taken man and probably gaslit anyone who thought that was weird. I'm not saying anything happened between Brooklyn and Selena, but what I can say is that Selena likes the attention and definitely plays into it, especially when she's feeling down about herself.
Kind of like, I'm a little bit big right now because I enjoyed myself during the holidays.
So how does this theory play into Nicola using Selena for fame and Selena trying to live more genuinely? Well, for starters, Selena was cuddled up with Brooklyn before she and Benny got together, and this was still around the same time Selena was being insufferable about being single. As I stated previously, Benny was a factor in Selena no longer needing external validation because she finally got to experience a form of genuine love she'd been missing out on for years. Before that wound was fixed, anything and everything triggered Selena. I think Selena enjoyed Nicola's friendship at first because Nicola likes to hold herself to this exclusive standard because of how rich her family is and their ties to Hollywood. It's like befriending a mean girl in high school, but you have more to offer. Nicola's family was also exposed for looking down at the Beckham family, thinking that the Peltz family's wealth is more exclusive and old money. So she has a way of pretending she comes from Hollywood royalty. Nicola desperately needing attention and fame, two things she doesn't get, even with a yearly $1 million allowance from daddy, clung to hanging out with an A-list pop star. Hanging out with Selena gave Nicola attention and relevancy, but not in the way she wanted. She didn't get any roles hanging out with Selena, and I can imagine she grew tired of never being the most famous person in the room, especially with Selena and Brooklyn constantly there. When it comes to Brooklyn and Selena getting close, I think it was mainly the icing on the cake for Nicola. I do think they did get too close for comfort, though. Brooklyn probably enjoyed Selena's carefree effort, something he doesn't often get at home, especially since Nicola is known to be controlling, demanding, and very spoiled. Selena in her Pity Me era basked in the cuddles and jokes. Once Benny came into the picture and Selena was no more #forever+1, I think that's when she started realizing I don't align with someone like Nicola. Overall, I think Selena noticed Nicola's spoiled behavior, and we know in Selena's circle there's only one person allowed to cry wolf, and it's her. So it probably did just fizzle out. Nicola doesn't have many close friends, probably because she doesn't know how to form friendships that don't revolve around her. Nicola's best bet is marrying a spineless man with a famous last name. And one thing about real A-list celebs is that they're used to things revolving around them, and they can smell when someone in Hollywood is trying to mooch off them. So that's what I think happened. What do you guys think? I feel like it's a pretty universal experience to meet a Selena or Nicola in our lives, and sometimes we do befriend them. So watching this friendship unfold felt oddly familiar. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to write your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what other deep dives you'd like to see from us. Make sure to follow our socials and check out our podcast. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.